Hey y'all, tonight I'm Cameron, and today I am going to be reviewing episode 1 of Try Nights. And I gotta say, this episode was a mixed bag for me. Now, on the one hand, I liked the characters because we get decent characterization for characters like Haruma Riku, who's our main character, who in the past he played rugby with his brother when he was a little kid. But then as he got older, he focused on his studies. And then he kind of stopped actively playing rugby because while he really loved the sport, he didn't have the physical structure to pursue the sport, at least to pursue it and become like the best athlete in the world, because he doesn't have the build for it or the athleticism for it, even though he tried his best. And I like how you see the sort of like some semblance of like passiveness, because in the start we didn't get that information until the end. And I like how at the start you saw him feel like a bit cold, or at times when he looked at people playing rugby it actually piqued his interest and all that. So I like how throughout the episode you still had snippets of Haruma's love for rugby being shown throughout the episode. And he even helped out this guy called Akira to improve his stance with his knees and all that, so that he can get into a better position to dodge blows. So there were some nice elements here. And I like how in a later sequence when this dude Akira's trying to get him to join constantly, I like how during all this you even get more semblance of his characterization when Akira pretty much has him play with them, and he has him play 2-7, because when Akira wants to practice with them, you have the other team members of Akira pretty much diss him, and then Haruma, not being a pushover, actually decides to play rugby again because he actually has pride. And I like that because it shows you that our protagonist isn't just a guy with like a past where he was kind of sad about it, but now he's a guy that if he's insulted, he ain't gonna take that line down. And I like that. It shows you assertiveness. So that's why I thought it did a good amount of characterization for him. And when he and Akira worked together to beat the group of 7, that made for a satisfying sequence overall. So there were moments like that showed snippets of his character that were pretty nice. And I also like how during all this, when it finally came for him to join the rugby team, it felt satisfying because he had to be convinced to want to join. And I really liked that. And then the other character, Akira, was also nice too, because I like how you can see he's a thankful individual. When it comes to non-rugby things, he's a freaking slob as a student because he doesn't pay attention. He's just sleeping straight up. But I like how at the same time it shows you his kindness. Like when people were dissing on Haruma, I like how he actually backed him up and he got angry at people for insulting Haruma. And additionally, I like how during all this, he even thanked him, Hamura, I'll just say Riku. He even thanked Riku for helping him get a better stance when it comes to knees and all that. So there are positive things about this too. We got a lot of characterization for Akira, and then we got to see his perseverance too when he constantly tried to get Riku to join his team, and then with him being satisfied towards the end. And I like how it shows you his ambitions too, because he wants to be able to compete against this person that so far he can't compete against yet either. So that was also another specifically good element about this episode, showing you that there's going to be some emotional tension in future episodes. And that's what I also enjoyed about this. You just got a lot of snippets of these characters and these nice small bits. Now, from a story standpoint, pretty much anything involving Akira and Riku going back and forth was nice. But the rugby sequences, unfortunately, those were the weakest portions of the episode. And I was like, oh Lord. Oh, because here's the thing. In sports animes, if your anime is based off of sport, that sport that it's based off of better look fucking good when it comes time for that. And the thing is, the animation looked like dog poo-poo. Because there was a sequence where there's a rugby ball was kicked, and it was spinning like this, with the leg not going into the motion, and it was crap. Or there was a nice build-up, where Riku was telling Akira how to get better stance on his feet, so that he can avoid being tackled. And then I thought the episode was going to show him utilizing footwork, but it didn't even do that. Instead, it just showed his upper body just avoiding the other players, but that's about it. It pretty much didn't give us the payoff towards that build-up, and it was kind of sad that the animators, they have a decent script, but they're not elevating it. They're just wrecking a script that could be really fucking good if they executed. So that's why it's sad to say, well, I enjoyed the non-rugby scenes. The rugby scenes were just animated like garble. And it's sad because I came here to watch some sports, damn it! And I want my sports in anime to look good. Because hell, Ashino Joe from like the 80s looked better than this. And I'm not joking. It's the first episode made an impact on me. The first episode here, it's like the animation quality, it's so bad that instead of being immersed into the story, I'm just focusing on like the characters while they're running. They're either selling from the left or right without even moving their hands and arms. Or I'm focusing more on like how this character's going towards these two characters with their faces not even fucking drawn. And I'm instead of focusing on the rugby, I'm focused on how one of these guys in the background looks like their fucking heads is like a freaking giraffe neck, and the other guy's got no facial features. Like, it shouldn't be like that for a sports anime. It should be when you see the sports, a person should be thinking, oh damn, this looks so fucking cool. But no, it's not like that. So that's why from a story standpoint, it loses some points for me, but that's due to the animation team screwing the pooch. But then again, it is Gonzo, and Gonzo has a tendency to fuck up. Oh lord, even their 7 Seeds anime, it's like, Gonzo, what the fuck are you doing? Jeez Louise. So yeah, Gonzo just Gonzoing it up, sadly. And this bleeds into the animation standpoint. The animation, it was trash. Like, it was really like fucking dog poo-poo. I mean, I can't put it any more lightly than that. Art was nice, though. I did like the character designs, but again, there were times when the art was derpy because of the faraway shots that didn't have faces drawn. And it was hella noticeable, too. The voice performances were great though, and I did like the voice acting. So there is that. And the music was nice. And that's all on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 10 being exceptional, 5 being average. I can only rate these a 6 out of 10, which is a smidge above average. And that's only if for sports fans like me. If any of y'all are not sports fans, it's literally, I'm scaling it down to a 5 out of 10. And here's how my recommendations are going to work. If any of y'all does not like a sports anime, do not check this out, because this is not the creme of the creme when it comes to sports animes. Now, a sports anime that I could recommend to almost anyone, even if they're not sports fans, are shows like Ashina Joe or Captain Tsubasa, the David Productions version. But this is not in that tier, because honestly, it's hampering itself with its visual quality, and this is a sports show, and naturally viewers of a sports series would want to see the sport well animated. Just imagine if you're watching an NFL team, like say the Super Bowl. Just imagine watching the LA Rams versus the New England Patriots, and instead of seeing it in full motion, it was like the TV signal was like fucking stomping constantly, and you didn't see any motion. You just saw pictures of the match. That's how this show looks like at times, as if it were a laggy to be like that. And that's why I cannot recommend this to non-sports anime fans. It doesn't go above and beyond. Now, will I check out an episode or two? I probably will, but it better step its A game, because if we get to an official rugby match in this anime and they still make it look like crap, I'm dropping this, because I've been through this with Hachigatsu and Cinderella 9 and other sports shows. Usually if they fuck up the first few episodes animation-wise, it usually stands to reason that the future episodes will also be fucked up visually. And yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts, y'all. Overall, I did enjoy it, but I can only recommend this for anyone that really wants to see a rugby anime. But that's about it. Or an anime with sports in it. So anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. Be sure to comment your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to rate the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later if you come back for more. Alright, bye-bye, y'all.